Does truth exist? A reasoned approach. Does truth exist? We can know the answer to that question. It is possible to prove whether or not truth exists. There are two states of the real world to consider. One state is that truth exists. The other state is that truth does not exist. Either truth exists or truth does not exist. Our goal is to determine which one is correct. We will indicate these possible states of the real world within square brackets with all capital letters, as shown in 1. 1. Real world states. Truth exists, truth does not exist. We can make two claims and see how they fare in these two scenarios. Our two claims are presented in 2. They are indicated as claims by the quotation marks. 2. Claims. Truth exists, truth does not exist. We will consider each claim as if truth does exist, and then as if truth does not exist. Let us review these. Actual state of the real world. Truth exists, truth does not exist. Our claims. Truth exists, truth does not exist. These two states and two claims present us with 4 possibilities, presented in the next 4 slides. 1. We claim truth exists, and in reality, truth exists. 2. We claim truth exists, but in reality, truth does not exist. 3. We claim truth does not exist, but in reality, truth exists. 4. We claim truth does not exist, and in reality, truth does not exist. These 4 possibilities are laid out visually in the next slide. What happens as we consider these 4 possibilities? Let us begin considering these. What happens when we claim that truth exists and truth really does exist? We are simply stating the truth. What happens when we claim that truth does not exist, yet truth really does exist? We are stating something that is not true. What happens when we claim that truth exists, yet truth does not really exist? We are stating something that is not true. Let us summarize what we have found so far. If indeed truth exists, then whether we say truth exists or not, we're either stating the truth or we're not. If we state that truth exists, either truth exists or it doesn't, and either we're stating the truth or we're not. So far, we have not uncovered whether truth exists or not. However, our 4th and final possibility gives us the answer. What happens when we claim that truth does not exist and truth really does not exist? We are stating something that is true. This is impossible. It is impossible to state the truth if truth does not exist. If we are stating something that is true, then truth exists. If we say that truth does not exist, and indeed truth does not exist, then we are actually saying something that's true. And this is impossible if truth does not exist. We find that it is not possible for truth to not exist. Truth must exist. If truth does not exist, then everything you have ever said in your entire life has been untrue. If truth does not exist, then everything that other people have said to you throughout your entire life has been untrue. If you have ever in your life said anything that was true, then truth exists. You know that you have said things that are true. If you have ever been accused falsely of something and then defended yourself, this shows that you know that truth exists. By the way, this exercise was to find the truth about whether or not truth exists. We wanted to learn the truth about the existence of truth. The quest itself implicitly acknowledges that truth exists. We have shown that truth exists. It is impossible for truth not to exist. Truth exists.